Welcome back. So glad to have y'all. So as you guys know, we are in seasons. Ain't that right, Tina?
Mm-hmm.
Season.
We are in our
So,
due season, not a new
hello.
season.
Hello. Receive it. So as we were developing what will happen and the topics for our season, as always, Tina and I found ourselves in a rabbit hole because that is absolutely our life.
It's just who we are. It's just what we do.
My AirPod just
Oh
fell. This is a fun episode, right? So shake it off, guys. Like we've been talking about a lot about therapy, our reintroduction. So now we're gonna have the fun episode. So as I mentioned, we were figuring out what we were going to talk about, and we found ourselves in a rabbit hole. I don't even know what the initial search was or whatever it may be. Maybe it was music, right?
no. I was over Tanisha's. She had YouTube music playing in the background, and Brownstone came on.
Is
If
that
you
what happened?
want me. Yes, that's what happened. And I don't know how I got to this point, but I said, Black people be dying. And Tanisha said, what are you talking about? And I said, one of the Brownstone members, she died. And Tanisha was like, she did? So then she looked it up. She found out that Charmayne, her name was Charmayne Maxwell, passed away. And the whole thing, after we had started, reading into it, seemed just a little bit off, seemed a little suspicious to us.
So we said we need to have an episode called "What Really Happened to Charmayne."
Because what really happened? Because it ain't what TMZ said.
TMZ stop on it.
Uh-huh.
We talk about Black bodies
Oh,
in
yeah,
our
TMZ talked about
lives.
it.
All right. Well, Tina, you go ahead and give them the rundown. Give them a rundown on what
According
TMZ
to,
and the folks were talking about.
yes, according to TMZ, what happened was Charmayne Maxwell fell on some broken glass from a broken champagne or a wine bottle. And she cut her neck. Her husband found her, and she passed on the way to the hospital. She lost too much blood. I have a lot of questions. How do you fall on a broken, how do you cut your neck after falling on a broken, why was broken glass on
That
the floor?
that is that's beyond a freak accident.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Her husband looked a little suspicious when we looked at the picture.
Mm,
Let
mm.
me show you, Tina.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
Show us.
He looked a little suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
A little suspicious.
Is he remarried?
He's not, but I don't trust it.
Because he's the one who found her.
And then Tina, like you said, where did the broken glass come from? And you fall like I'm clumsy.
You are. Yeah.
I'm clumsy. But did you slip after you broke the bottle?
Yeah. Is that what
And
happened?
then how big a piece did you have to fall on for it to? We have a lot of questions. Obviously,
Yeah.
we're not going to be able to answer all of them right here. However, this led us to talking about one of our favorite topics. I don't know if favorite topic is the right way to say that. Well, maybe so, because, maybe that's one of the reasons. Oh my gosh, she's still going. That's one of the reasons why we both are actually in therapy, because we do have really dark sense of humors and enjoy sort of dark things. We love God, but we also love, horror. I think that's actually one of the things when we were younger that we kind of connected on, and the fact that we actually enjoyed horror. What was that movie that we went to go see? Something of Haunting of Emily Rose or something like that.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Amityville horror.
Yes. So we have always enjoyed a good suspense, a good horror situation. I enjoy true crime podcasts. I'm a podcast girl anyway, but I enjoy a good true crime podcast so much that I actually listen to a podcast that's about other podcasts that talk about true crime.
Really? What is that podcast?
What's the name of it?
Uh-huh.
It is called Crime Writers On.
Wow.
And so there's four people. It's a husband and wife, and then a husband and wife, and then there's another guy, and then another woman that are basically the co-host, if you would, and they all have like jobs, like day jobs, centered around some level of crime, right? Investigator, journalist, a true crime, or not true crime author, but like crime, like actual crime writers. So they all have some type of aspect around it. And so they basically review podcasts, other podcasts, true crime series, TV, movies, anything like documentaries, love documentaries. But yes, that's how much I love true crimes. And they do this thing where they do a review, and so they give you a time marker. So like I'll listen to like the beginning of the story, and if it sounds interesting, I'll basically pause it, go and then watch the show, listen to the podcast, and then like come back and listen to the review because I don't want them to give any of the details away.
Wow.
It's a thing. They typically release 2 episodes within a week. So, and they've been out for forever. So you can go back and listen to. And I actually, even if I watched a story or documentary, I like to go back and listen to their perspectives. So, and even if it's a show that just has a crime, like a major crime element to it, then they even review like so it doesn't be true crime or anything like that or a documentary based. They'll even do like TV shows. So that's one. My other one is Suspect. That show or that podcast, it's the 2nd season. It's so good because they take stories and the whole season they're basically walking through this true crime, but you hear it from different aspects of who the suspect could actually be. So it's sort of a whodunit, but like each season is kind of different just based off of the story itself. So like the first season, you're actually hearing from people who were around the suspect and whether or not they believed he was a true suspect. And they kept that going for the 2nd season, but the difference is the crime actually gets solved. So you really get to hear in like real time, like what were the things that they missed or what were the things that they could have paid attention on for the investigation and so on. So that one's really good. And then let me do one more. Oh, and then Dr. Death. Oh my gosh. Oh, Dr. Death. Of course. How could we even? Dr. Death, he was out here doing surgery, killing people. Oh. You don't know about the story?
No.
So actually you need to watch Dr. Death. Sorry, listen to Dr. Death on podcast, but they also have is it Lifetime? No, Peacock. It's one of the I'll have to find it, but it's kind of like a series that basically follows like that basically is like an action series. Well, not action, but just like a drama following the story on it. So Dr. Daz one might be on Peacock. And then Dirty John. Have you heard about Dirty John?
No.
So Dirty John is basically it's the story of this guy who was impersonating a doctor and creating this fake life and navigating through this relationship on all these lies. Have got to watch it. So good. So good.
Okay. Dirty John.
Yeah.
Dirty
John and Dr. Death.
Dr. Death.
Yeah.
Okay. You
and
see
then
the
we wonder why
smile
we
on
got
my face right
anxiety.
now? Like, you see that? That's not even natural. It's not normal. I'm excited.
Look, and then wonder why we walking around with anxiety. But you were telling me of a different form of how you enjoy psychological thrillers and true crime and stuff. So tell the people.
I love reading books, y'all. And I love me a good thriller book. I am such a fan. And some of them like turn out to be like really cheesy. Some of them I figure out beforehand. But yeah, I love books, documentaries, of course. And then even like, just fictional television series like what's that show called? With Selena Gomez. It's like
Neighbors. What is it called?
I hear the theme song.
Murder Next Door?
Only Murders in the Building.
Yes, only okay. Close. We were gonna do that. No, that show is so good. Yeah. It's so good. Okay. So since we're talking about specifics, this just came out. The first part of it just came out. Have you watched the newest season or newest part 1 of You?
No. Okay, I have to watch it on my Netflix tonight.
I will tell you, if you've enjoyed You throughout the last few seasons and you enjoy a good whodunit,
this is it.
Tina, when I tell you, I literally, after watching it, like the next day, I was like, why did I binge all of that? Like, why? What? Now what? Like, and this is the final season of You.
Yeah, I know it's the final season. Yeah.
And so the next part doesn't come out until like a few weeks in March. So I'm like, no, I've got nothing. But it's a very interesting way of how they expanded the story, because like there's only so much you can stalk and kill.
Right.
Somebody's gonna turn on this episode and be like, what is this?
What is going on? These girls have lost their way. We haven't. We've always loved these.
We love God and horror and true murder. Okay, so I will say that one thing that has always intrigued me about like true crime is like, if I could have gotten another degree without having to pay for school, or like done another like level of study, it would have been psychology, because the human mind is like baffling to me. Like really understanding the makeup of a person and the way they think and like exposure to things. And so like being able to like watch true crime, like I feel like I should be able to pinpoint a murderer. Now I don't want to test that theory out though. So,
but if you had to, you could though, and that's
I hope
it comes in handy, right?
I hope
it could save a life,
because I do have 2 things that I feel like are 2 telltale signs of a serial killer.
What are they?
I believe if you wear socks to bed, you are a serial killer.
Where did you even get that from?
Myself.
Okay. I do think that's inaccurate.
So yeah, so that's one.
Okay.
So since you already hear number 1, I know you're very concerned about what number 2 is.
What is number 2?
I feel like if you whistle, you are a serial killer.
all of these things are inaccurate.
So you're saying all of the years of research, aka just watching true crime, has not developed my skills?
Not at all.
Okay, so if you had to give like 2 traits of a serial killer, what would you do?
Okay. First, I think anyone who pours milk first and then cereal.
That
A serial killer.
because it killed the cereal. But up, folks. Well played. We told y'all this was going to be the fun episode.
Also, another one for me is if you're vegan.
I retract that statement. I love Destiny. Destiny, that is not an attack on you.
Oh, Destiny? You got some explaining to do?
You just said, so you're saying Destiny and Dexter on the same level.
Sounds safe.
Oh my gosh. That is wow. So again, if you guys need us to determine who may be serial killers in your life, we are we provide our services. We charge a hefty fee. So but in all seriousness, what has been like one of your favorite like horror movies?
Okay. Horror movies, Saw.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Really?
I loved everything about Saw. I mean, all of it.
Okay. All right. Okay. I don't know what I was expecting from that response, but not that.
Not
okay.
Saw.
No.
Another one is what was it? Freddy? What was Freddy Krueger's? What was Nightmare on Elm Street? That's a classic for me because it was so creative. I love a creative horror story, like somebody killing you in your dreams. That's genius. I don't know who came up with that, but I see you
in the dreams.
In the dreams. See you in my dreams. You're chasing me.
Oh God. Oh no. Oh man. Oh, gotta love it. Okay,
what about yours?
For me, if you would have asked like 18-year-old me, I would have said Final Destination. That
okay, I wasn't expecting that. Okay.
It was like more, it was the fact that there were like normal life situations that caused death.
Okay.
And you tell me when you've been able to go behind a log truck or anything that has something hanging out that can impale your car. Yeah, I can't do it. I won't do it. You know what I mean? Like I won't. Like I just won't. I'm getting off the road. Like I can't. But I also, did you ever see, I can't remember the name of this one. So and you know how I say his name wrong all the time, but it's the only way I know to say his name. M. Night Shyamalan.
Tanisha, it's M. Night Shyamalan.
Lum. You're right, my bad. Let me put some respect on his name. Wait, why do we sound like Birdman talking? M. Night Shyamalan.
It reminds me of Webby. The Webby one, when Webby was like trying to pronounce Charlemagne the God. He was yes.
Shalamoon.
It was like Charlotte Gay.
Yeah. Charlotte McGay. He said Charlotte McGay. Oh man. Oh, good times, good times. But yes, M. Night Shyamalan, he had the movie The Village. I enjoyed The Village. Actually, no, I take that back. No. Final Destination, but then the Conjuring universe. That whole whew, I enjoy anything within that universe. The Nun. Oh, that movie. I watched that on a plane and I was like,
You were hooked after that.
I was hooked after from The Conjuring. And I ended up like going back and rewatching all of them, not in release, but in like the way that they're supposed to happen in I guess like
sequential order.
Yeah, but like because some of them were like not even chronological order, like in the sense of like years. Some of them created a story like it wasn't The Nun. There was another one that actually was supposed to happen before The Conjuring. I don't know, it was good. But that whole Conjuring world, that's like my favorite.
Okay.
But I do honorable mentions is M. Night Shyamalan with like The Village, and then there was one that the air was killing people.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And my boyfriend, Mark Wahlberg, was in it.
What was that called? I know what you're talking about.
Oh man. Okay. So because you have a love of the genre, right? Or these genres, do people look at you weird? Like, do you think people are surprised that you enjoy the genre so much?
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
Being a church girl?
When someone asked me at my old job, they were like, what was your favorite horror movie? And I said Saw. I love the Saw series. And they were like, I mean, for real, like turned around in their chair and was like, really? And I was like, yeah, I really did like it.
You were no. I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I thought it was clever. You didn't think it was clever? They're like, wow, I didn't expect that from you. But I mean, it is what it is, like, what are you going to do? I love it. I love everything about it. We even like Black Mirror. Black Mirror gets an honorable mention just because.
Oh my God. How could I almost forget about Black Mirror? I miss that show.
I do too.
You know, I might actually like go and like rewatch some of those episodes. Because some of them were very aggressive.
The first episode was very aggressive.
Was that the pig one?
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite Black Mirror episode?
Oh, favorite, man. I'm gonna have to go with Shut Up and Dance.
Which one was? Oh, that one was good. Oh,
they had me rooting for the bad guy the whole time.
I almost forgot about that one.
But I also love The History of You, like where they're recording something in the other person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Tina, now I don't even know which one is my favorite. I forgot about that. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch them. That show was so good. I think the other one, those were really good. The other two that really stuck out. The other two that really always stand out to me are, and this one isn't like, it doesn't have a horror aspect, but it shows just it really shows a lot about the culture. And that was the popularity currency episode, where the girl, like the more likes she got, that was her currency.
Oh, like on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she ended up in jail.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That one was like that was
I
so
think that
good
was
to
called
me.
Nosedive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. And then the other one was I think it was the last one that oh my gosh, girl from Black Panther, Suri,
Black
what's her name?
Museum.
Yes. Yeah, that was another one that always stands out to me. Those two really stand out. And then also Striking Vipers, but that's also a bizarre one too.
Which one was that one?
That was the friends who were playing the video game that was very realistic. And the wife found out.
Oh. I love that one too. First of all, that girl, what's her name? She was acting her behind off.
um she acts her butt off in everything
In
she
everything.
touches. Everything. Did you ever see her in Miss Juneteenth?
No.
That was good. That was actually like it didn't get a lot of popular publicity, but that was really cute. It was a really good movie.
Okay. I saw her in what was that honk if you love Jesus or something like that. I was like, she's
What
playing
is her
this
name?
part.
Nicole something. Nicole something, I feel like that's her name. But yeah, no. She deserves to be out there like more.
She does. She deserves because she's acting.
Yeah. Because if you remember her in that episode in Black Mirror when they were at that restaurant and she like came to the resolve of like what like I was like, girl.
And she was like, well, why don't you touch me? I was like, yes, all of this. Yes. That was a good that was a good one too.
Yeah. Yeah. Black Mirror, if you've never watched an episode of Black Mirror, you are sleeping. You're going to watch it and you'll be like, why is this show not exist anymore? I don't know.
I think they shut down for the pandemic and then they just never came back.
And I'm like, maybe we're actually in an episode of Black Mirror.
It's possible.
And then like the season finale, well, no, that might be death. So yeah, I don't think that's how. Never mind.
We don't want that. We don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need the series finale. You know what? If this, it's fine. Disregard.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm with you though. Black Mirror was so good. I miss it so much.
Yeah.
And they had a special Black Mirror where I think it was called Bandersnatch.
Yes, you can choose your own adventure.
Yeah, choose your own adventure. And that was fun.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. My player died a couple times at that one because I chose wrong.
I must say, didn't they all waste time? Because I don't think he ever lived.
No. Oh, you didn't get to the end.
I feel like
you always you were like, well, that's it.
This sucks. Oh, gosh. I wonder if that's still on there.
I wonder too, because I think they took the Kimmy Smith one off.
Which one?
The Kimmy Smith Choose Your Own Adventure one.
Okay, this is not about horror or psychology. I mean, they were in a bunker, so maybe it is horror, but can we give it up to Kimmy Schmidt?
Unbreakable.
That was not part of the intro. That show gave us so much talent in the most bizarre show that you will ever watch.
Titus and Lemonade will always be my favorite.
Titus in everything. When he was at that computer.
Yeah. Titus. I know you watched the new Pretty Little Liars. Are you still watching that?
So the season has already wrapped. It was a very quick season. Like,
Okay.
well, I mean, we came from a world where like seasons were like 20 something episodes.
Yeah,
So
we did.
like having 8 or 10 episodes, it feels like it goes by so quickly. But it was a very quick season, but it was jam-packed with a lot.
Okay.
We were huge fans of Pretty Little Liars.
Okay. Well, let me hold on because
Okay,
yes,
I
we
was.
were in the beginning. In the
I was about to
beginning,
say I was throughout the whole entire.
I was too at the beginning, but then they got a little. There's too much stuff happening towards the middle, and I was like, okay, y'all is tripping. Y'all done lost me.
That's true.
And
That's
what's her name?
true.
Marlene. Her name was Marlene. Marlene lied. She got on Twitter, said somebody wasn't A. Then they turned out to be A.
I mean,
And I
she ain't
said,
really like look. She ain't the only A. This is look. She was a little A, not the big A.
and I said, Marlene, you gonna quit with all these little A's and big B's and big C's and little D's?
Yeah. No. So, and I'm pretty sure that it's a brand new writer, so it has a brand new feel. And what's interesting that there's connection to, I think was it Rosewood? Is that where they live?
Mm-hmm.
There's connection to like the city and the original Pretty Little Liars story, but it's not based on any of the girls. Like there's like kind of one little like sort of crossover story, or an element of the story, but none of the characters. It's not like Arya or any of them have grown up and, gotten older and then they're basically just they're like kids or anything like that. It's the kids of these whole new set of Pretty Little Liars. So it's the stories of their moms that's now impacting these daughters.
Isn't that always
The
the way?
Tell it. That's a whole nother show, Tina.
Another episode.
But that show is, to me, what I do see that is like consistent between the first version and this version is they make you obviously root for the group, but what's interesting is whereas that core group of girls, they were already friends, it's the
Yeah.
situations that creates basically the bond with them. So it's very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. And I'm pretty sure, like I'm 90% sure that it's coming back for another season.
Okay.
So I don't think it'll have the longevity of the original story. I mean, but you probably believe that the original story shouldn't have had the longevity.
We needed to have one big A. That was it.
And been done. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. But yeah, so if you enjoyed Pretty Little Liars, the original one, and even finished it and kind of were able to stay up with the story, then you would definitely enjoy. It has nods to like Carrie and things like that. So yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. As you guys can tell, we have, again, rabbit hole. This whole episode and topic came from a rabbit hole, and we took you down a whole rabbit hole of TV shows, podcasts, books, horror, psychological thrillers.
So let's come back to that because I didn't tell y'all the books to.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I'm going to give y'all like recommendations, right? Okay. So the first book I want y'all to read and tell me what you think. The first book that I freaking loved was called The Silent Patient.
Ooh.
By Alex Michaelides.
Okay, I received that.
So good, y'all. So good. You might figure out the ending before you get there.
Oh,
but
okay.
Still, so good. And it's probably my favorite one that I've read so far. It starts off kind of slow, but I mean, when it picks up, it picks up. You're like, oh, okay. The second one I want y'all to read is called Behind Closed Doors. Now, this one you ain't gotta guess about nothing. Like, it comes out the gate, you know what's happening. It starts off wild, so you already know what's going on. But
I'm gonna start with that one. I might start with that one. Yeah. Okay.
It's a good read. So, and it's by, who's it by? B.A. Paris.
Okay.
The next one is called The Wife Between Us. Now, yeah, I know. It's not what you think, though. It's called,
Okay.
and it's by Greer Hendricks, The Wife Between Us. That one, yeah, you might, no, you won't figure it out. Just read it.
Okay.
They're fun. I mean, they're thrillers, but they're fun. I promise.
Yeah. A little death, a little murder. It's fine. It's good times.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Totally. I don't know if we can say that on YouTube.
Oh, no, we're not saying that doing that is fine. We're not saying that that's okay. What we're saying is our love for, okay, that's not right either. We're saying that for entertainment purposes, reading these only, right? Yeah, no. Because again, we're trying to catch the murderers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're not trying to commit the murders.
Right.
Okay. Disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
But no, seriously, these are some of our faves, even though we got sidetracked and down a rabbit hole and ended up in comedy because those are all synonymous to us. They're all the same. It's all the same. But tell us your favorite true crime, your psychological thriller faves, horror, all of that. Just let us know. What are your faves? Let us know.
Yeah.
Drop it down.
And let us know what you think really happened to Charmayne.
Woo, because let's not forget Charmayne. I don't trust that husband. I don't trust the husband.
And detectives didn't suspect foul play, or did they? But they just didn't care. She was a Black woman.
Ooh, tell it, Tina. Tell it, Tina. We should have a section that's called Tell It, Tina. Because you're going to tell it.
Suspicious to me. Suspicious. What y'all think? Y'all look it up for yourselves and then let us know what you think.
Well, y'all come back now. You hear? Okay, no. Seriously. No, seriously. Y'all come back for another episode. We are going to be talking about our other favorite thing to talk about other than like movies, TV shows. We're going to talk about music. So join us.
What kind of music, Tanisha? You have to tell
girl. Them. We're going to talk about the faith and the fanfare. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, like gospel. Is it? Is it? We're going to talk about the CCM takeover.
Is it CCM?
And then, I mean, really seriously, guys, like, and then even beyond just the gospel genre, but like, are we too old for current music? Because I don't get it. And again, if you guys are new to us and who we are, we please go back and watch some of the Side Eye Chronicle episodes, but definitely understand who we are, how we met. We met because of music. We met in choir. So we're going to talk about how music still impacts our lives and how involved it is. So I can't wait to talk about music with y'all because that's like my favorite thing to talk about. Speaking of that, have you listened to Jonathan McReynolds' new album?
I haven't, but I'll be real with you. I haven't listened to a lot of gospel in quite some time.
Really? Because it sounds like CCM, proving the point. Ooh, see how we just came full circle.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting to me that like heaven is gonna sound so beautiful. Like, it's just very interesting. And I understood it when I was at a church a few weeks ago. Not my church, but at a church. And I knew some of the people couldn't sing in the audience, but it still sounded beautiful. And I said, wow. Like,
Oh.
make it sound good.
Oh.
Yeah,
And that's what the Lord hears when we worship him.
yeah. You talk about somebody getting murdered, and we just end with that.
Because this is who we are.
So again, y'all come back now. You hear?
Yeah.
Bye.
Get caught up with us. Bye.